All right, thank you everybody for joining us for IGC Presents Valoris Tantibus, Session 16, Proposals. We'll start off with a short recap. Last time it was mostly just some player maintenance and that sort of thing, spending their hard-earned cash. They decided to pick up and start a stronghold as well, buying the Astool estate, if I remember correctly, and picking up a few minor items as well. We did end on a cliffhanger. They were winding down for the day, and a figure slumps in, and is none other than their old companion, Richado. All right, you guys have the floor as the patrons are looking all about at this mysterious figure that slumps in, and he merely says, "Help me."
Is like starting to collect energy for a spell in her hand.
What are the rest of you doing? What's your reactions?
Might I suggest we take him to slightly quieter part of the...
That's a zombie.
Zombies
don't normally talk.
They don't normally ask for help either.
I'm going to approach.
Okay, he, again, it's semi-formed skin. You see kind of this almost black, kind of misty aura about him. He eyes you as you take a few paces forward. Hal?
Richado? Seems you're still in there.
Yes, but I'm here on business.
How can we help you?
He looks around, also noticing that all eyes are upon him, and he looks expectantly at you. Perhaps privacy.
Yes.
I'll
lead to the room.
Okay, as you guys head up to one of your guys' quarters. Again, when he speaks, it's almost a small outcry of pain. You guys collect in whomever's room. I imagine there's a few items placed on the floor, as you guys have made this your home for quite some time now. A small candle kind of burns on one of the nightstands there. It's been some time.
Indeed it has.
What happened?
I don't know all the details, but I'm caught, and she needs something.
Who is she?
And Setsu, the Queen of Ravens.
What does she need?
She has an offering, a proposal.
Okay.
I don't like where this is going.
Neither do I.
What is that?
There's just too much chaos and power in this city. She means to set things in balance.
That sounds like a noble goal, but I hear a butt coming.
No buts, but she wishes you to be major players in the conflicts to come.
Naz looks at the others. Do we actually know the Queen of Ravens?
I don't think we do.
Isn't she who we ran up to on the ring?
That was Kikobu.
Oh.
This is someone different.
I think I've heard of this Queen of Ravens.
I definitely have.
You have.
But
Powers.
from what I've
Great.
heard, she's supposed to ferry the dead to the other side.
Yes, unless we can fulfill a purpose.
And what is your
So
purpose in
as a
this?
messenger?
I am just the messenger. If I complete my task, she will let me rest.
Where do we respond to this message?
You will know when the time comes. Know that she is not against you.
Then be at rest, my friend. Your message is delivered. And I'll place a comforting hand on Rashado's, I guess, like, kind of decaying shoulder.
All right, you place your hand upon his shoulder, and you feel, kind of you were expecting, I would think maybe him being slightly undead, maybe cold to the touch, but he has this almost unnatural heat, kind of radiating, maybe from his core. It's not hot. Scarcely called warm, but there's just a little presence of heat there, and he turns to you and the rest of the party in turn, and thank you. As the mist starts to swirl about him and taking away his corporeal form as he kind of slides out of the doorway.
It occurs to me we probably should have asked why he showed up during the raid.
Probably to get the message to us as soon as possible.
Yeah, but we kind of shot him, burned him, did all sorts of unspeakable things.
He showed up with the Brotherhood. We had to assume that he was with them.
That's my point. Why show up with the Brotherhood?
I think it was just a timing thing.
Alright.
Probably.
There is not. I mean, as much as I'd like to think that as much as I find myself thinking that everything's a conspiracy around here, it doesn't make logical sense for everything to be related.
You'd be surprised.
Just saying, there's a good chance it was a coincidence.
Well, I'm messing with forces much bigger than myself. I suppose some coincidences now and then wouldn't go amiss.
Well,
As you guys were up here and discussing this over the next, maybe 20 minutes or so have passed, as you guys may or may not come to any sort of agreement on what to do next, you start to hear a commotion coming down the steps, sounds of glasses breaking, wood bending, and cracking.
Do we want to go investigate that, or do we just want to stay here and cover our heads?
I mean, we should probably make sure there's no. We should probably break up any fight that's going on down there.
yeah.
Listen,
let's
massive-
slur- Besides, just
Anything
wait,
that's tearing apart floorboards down there is not
aren't
gonna
you a
have-
peacekeeper?
I'm a peacekeeper, but I can't keep peace if I'm dead.
Well, you have a mace or something. Keep the peace with that.
And Makoto's just gonna walk out the door.
And
Not
Shazam
bother
just
arguing.
follows.
All right. As the argument continues for a few more seconds behind you, you make your way down the steps, and you see your quote-unquote friend, Kosui, has grabbed someone. They are wearing a Merkava uniform, but he's got them pinned up against the wall. You can see that the structure has kind of caved out. You can see the wood kind of splintered around, glasses broken, liquid on the floor, as he's holding this person almost by the collar, maybe 8 inches off the ground. He's got his hand on his hip there at where his katana lie, and he quickly turns to you, Makoto, as you're walking down the stairs, and you see that flit of the serpentine eyes as he kind of backhands the gentleman further into the wall.
What'd I tell you? Nothing good.
Kosui?
He knows something.
Well, he's not going to tell you that while he's halfway into the wall.
As you're moving closer, you can see a better reason as to why he won't be answering any questions.
Is he dead?
Upon that question, as Shizuka comes down the stairs, Kosui lets go of his grip. The body does not fall as it is firmly implanted into the side of this building. He walks over, finds a small decanter that's partially shattered but still holding liquid in it as he picks it up and takes a drink. Very perceptive.
Well. See, this is why we don't take you anywhere.
I'm going nowhere. Word on the street is you've seen Sister.
At this, Shizuka just blinks. What Hal said. Also, she looks over at Makoto. What?
What?
He flips over a table, looks for a stool, but they're mostly broken in this area, and proceeds to sit Seiza style down, and he kind of forcefully beckons with his arm, extending it out for you all to join him.
Boris will come over and squat next to him.
Shizuka
Actually, no, across from him.
Shizuka will go over to the bartender, apologize profusely, and say any damages is going on his tab, not ours.
Thank you. As he kind of cowers behind the counter, he obviously does not like confrontation. It's not something that really happens at this establishment, or God knows how they dealt with it in the past.
If the dude ends up like halfway into the wall.
And she'll turn to address the other patrons or other adventurers in the bar and says, "Alright, show's over, back to your drinks."
Pretty sure, out of character, there are no other patrons here because they all ran away when a Merkava got put halfway through a wall.
Just checking.
Well, there are some locals that really like the vintage here. That or they're more
in the back just
that
like,
or they're more afraid of drawing attention to themselves during Kosui's wrath. Though as you guys kind of settle down and garner his attention, you guys will see some patrons start to slip out.
Fair enough.
Alright.
And Shizuka will actually sit to hit. What side is his katana on? His left or his right?
It is his left side. He appears to be right-handed.
She'll sit at the left.
Makoto's just gonna spin a chair around and sit in it backwards across from Kosui.
I'm standing near the table.
So, which one of you, or multiple accomplices, saw Kikobu?
Yeah, I did. She didn't say much.
Was she looking well?
Yeah, she was looking pretty good. Why?
She keeps eluding me.
That's 2 answers from us. I believe that means you owe us 2 answers.
Let's not play that game this time, Hal. I'm getting a bit sick of it.
I'm going to get information from him.
Let's spice things up a little bit. As he raises his hand, barkeep, bring us some glasses. The barkeep, of course, kind of, you can see him almost wipe his mouth as he's at that precipice of just losing everything. But he grabs several small, like almost like shot glasses or very small, I don't know, like whiskey glasses, and you can hear the rattle as he's walking over and sets them on the table. Kosui says to him, "Why, thank you, kind sir." And he takes one of the glasses, sets it upside down on the table. "Let's play a game of questions," as he just slams his hand down, breaking the glass. He picks it up, blood dripping as he drops a piece of glass into each one of the containers, and in turn starts pouring drinks. Who has the first question?
Shizuka's just like staring, watching all this. All the while, Daigo's just on the side, very confused. They have the same expression right now. They're just confused.
Kosui will notice this and turn his head to the left to you. "Oh, is Inari's Grace not here to protect you?"
No, Izanori's Grace is not here to protect us, but however, I do believe we hold all of the answers to the questions you'd like to ask, so why try and play the game with us? If we hold all the cards.
Tantibinian logic. Fine. He takes the first glass, and you can see him take a large swallow. You can watch every muscle in his neck as the piece of glass slides down. He slams it down, not breaking the glass, and says, "What did she tell you?"
You know what? I'm going to answer this 100% straight.
Okay.
Probably
I don't remember the exact words, but...
Yeah, I was gonna say neither do I.
Give me the gist.
I vaguely remember, and it was basically something along the lines of, "Don't interfere with me, and there's a purpose for us,"
Yeah,
right? That's
it was,
Mm-hmm.
so it was stuff about how it's not the appointed time, and how we know her idiot brother. All those fun details.
Oh, by the way, she called you an idiot.
He's laughing, and you can see his cut lip and kind of the, I don't know, the odd movements of his neck as maybe that piece of glass didn't make it all the way down. She would say that.
Shizuka will just pinch the bridge of her nose, like, seriously, you two?
All right, as he looks to the monk, "You wanted to play a game? Play the game."
Fuck it. I chug one.
All right. You will take 7 points of piercing damage as this large shard of glass moves down. It doesn't get caught, but it is none too good.
To start, I'll give you some free information. The Queen of Ravens has contacted us.
I am aware.
What
Oh,
does she,
he sensed that too.
what does she want us to do? Or, if you don't know that information, what information can you give us of her?
Knowing my sister, she doesn't like all the family fighting. I imagine she's going to bring the powers to heal.
Oh, that seems nice.
Out of character, can I do an insight check to see if he is implying that his sister is the Queen of Ravens?
Yeah, you absolutely may. I will
Okay,
give you
I'm
advantage
doing
as
it
well.
blind.
Go ahead and roll it in the bucket.
Okie dokie. I'm okay at this one.
I should hope you are, monk.
You instantly come to that realization, Hal.
Okay. Good to know. That is good information.
You got a very good roll.
I am glad. Hal coughs up a little bit of blood.
I hope we
Why
brought your
healing?
warm coats.
That's it over the next, minute. All
Yeah.
of that heals.
God bless that ring.
If anybody else has questions, by the way, we do have the earrings on. You can, send them to me, because I'm okay with asking all of the questions.
Alright, so I'll just whisper it to you then.
You can say it out loud, and I'll just ask the question.
Alright,
'cause,
so-
we're all
And we'll
in the
see if
party here.
Kosui goes along with your play.
Alright, you can do that. Daigo's
like-
actually going to pick a glass because he's curious and just slide it in Shizuka's direction. Shizuka will just look at and she'll just take the shot herself. And all the while Daigo's just starts snickering. He knows.
Oh, I just meant ask it out loud, but as me, and I would ask the question and take the shot.
Well,
I literally heal 2 damage per round.
well, let's just say this is gonna suck for Shizuka because her fox wants her to do something.
All right.
Okay. So you
So-
go and you grab the glass. I imagine you're probably none too keen on this.
Nope. All the while Daigo's laughing.
All right. A similar thing. You put it up to your lips and you down it as quickly as you can, but you can feel it sliding down your throat, making cuts, and you can feel the blood slightly kind of dripping down your esophagus. 6 points of damage, piercing.
Why? Daigo?
To those onlookers, you can almost see the pixie fox kind of almost like snickering.
Alright, so I guess since I took a shot, does that mean I get to ask a question or something? Because if that doesn't count.
Oh,
just
you're
want
a
clarification.
genius. Have you played this game before?
No, I haven't. That's why I'm asking.
He kind of
Yeah,
flicks his
that's
wrist
the
and
game.
feigns flicks his wrist and places it on his forehead and gives a slight shake my head.
Regardless, now that you know that we found her or whatever, what are you going to do with that intel? Are you gonna go run off?
No. Unfortunately, being bold has consequences here in Tantibus. We will wait for this appointed hour. I will accompany you. But my sister belongs to me. You can deal with this, Maldoc.
Makoto just fixes himself a drink without a glass shard and just chugs it. And I'm like, all right, that sounds good. I don't have questions.
Meanwhile, Shizuka's still coughing.
Are you two
And-
going to need me to cut your stomachs open to get the glass out later?
No, I might need something for my throat.
Oh, the
Boris
throat will heal.
Boris is like, I know a guy, and I get the referral bonus.
Projected to everybody, you'll hear Hal's voice in your head say, "Anybody else have questions?"
Makoto just responds over the thing. No.
Boris actually does respond over the thing and says, "How did Merkava know?
How did Merkava know what?
How did Merkava know about the us meeting his sister?"
Yeah, I'll take another shot and ask how the Merkava found out that we met her. Do I even have to mark this if it's just healing?
No, I'm just doing it for flair.
Cool.
As you take a rather large shard. It kind of clanks against your teeth and then down the throat. You take a few moments to collect yourself, and Kosui will, of course, answer. Merkava. You and your order can't see your own. He actually stands up at this point, walks over. He kind of grabs the body there by the collar, yanks it out of the wall. Stone and wood kind of shanter to the floor. He pulls off the helm, and you can see the markings of a Brotherhood of Midnight.
Not my order.
You're all the same.
Well, now I don't feel so bad about what you did to him.
Yeah, I don't feel bad at all.
Same.
Oh, I wouldn't dare break any laws, as he stares directly in Boris's eyes.
At that, Daigo actually yips, takes one of the glasses and pushes it in front of Boris.
Makoto's just sitting there like, what you did though?
Over the earring.
Oh, you haven't heard? Oh, the city put out a decree. Anyone dressed or even thought to be a Brotherhood of Midnight is to be executed on sight. As he looks directly in your eyes, Hal, and he flits his eyes and flicks his tongue.
Please don't do that. Also, Boris, Daigo is looking at you expectantly.
Boris will pick up the glass and take out the shard that is inside of it and down it. I have no further questions either.
Well, that makes things easier.
Boris will pet Daigo.
I have another question, but it's not for the game. It's only if you wish to offer the information freely. Can you sense where she is? I assume the answer is no, but could be helpful.
Yes, and I think one of your companions can as well. Isn't that right, Makoto?
Reading me like an open book today, Kosui.
What is he talking about?
You can feel her power, can't you? As it just sings, calling out to you.
Would you say you and your sister have a professional relationship? Or do you two need to see counseling?
No drink, no answer.
I'll make a shot.
Makoto's just sitting there laughing.
That's for his question.
I think you've asked enough. If you need anything else, I am about to retire. But I will see you all in 5 days.
All right.
And a word to the wise, Hal. I'd find a different attire.
Actually, yeah. After this point, Hal is for the future going to wear. He bought like a Tantibus attire, at some point.
That will
when
certainly
we
help
first
with
got here.
local law enforcement, assuming crazy ass Kosui is correct.
Yeah.
I feel like
pretty
that
safe.
was sarcasm.
I mean, I would like to insight check that statement from before of like the decree to kill anybody in Brotherhood attire on set.
Make me
I
another
assumed it was bullshit.
another roll. This one is not at advantage in the bucket, please.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It-
Boop.
You want to believe him, but again, he is a deceiver. But again, has he really ever lied to you guys besides the one time?
I was gonna say yeah.
Maybe that other
Besides the one time that really mattered and counted.
Well, that one really mattered, yes. But other than that,
kind of matters.
what? No Spider-Man, everybody gets one?
No,
Oh god.
I'm
It
not
only counts for
Spider-Man.
me. Hal will also lean over to Boris and say, like, by the way, can you, like, if you hear anything about that kill on site thing, let me know.
Yeah, sure.
Probably
do you-
good for me to know this information.
Hal, you seriously believe that's not bullshit?
I mean, no, but also,
Better safe than sorry.
yeah. Better safe than sorry.
I'm still
Like,
gonna- even in the most dire, even in the most dire situations, we might find laws breaking down. So
Alright,
even
but
if it is not, per se legal, I can't imagine some locals might not want to take vigilante justice on somebody. They
And,
have been
like,
throwing the city into a bit of a frenzy.
also,
but I still
like, that's literally what we did for a little while.
Also that.
yeah. And then we got informed on how the laws actually.
Fair enough.
How many shot glasses are on the table, by the way, with glass in them?
I don't know. 1d10 plus 4.
So 0, because I drank 3 of them.
Oh, how
and
many
I
are
probably
left?
drank 1.
Yeah.
Looks like just the one.
Daigo pushes the last one in Makoto's direction.
Okay, hold on, Daigo.
The fox is a dick, dude. It's in character, by the way.
Daigo just gives Hal the biggest smirk.
I could end you, fox.
It sticks his tongue out at him and then runs into Shizuka's lap.
I don't see why I should be drinking that. Considering I'm not the one who has questions that, that people want to ask right now.
He gives you a taunting look.
Alright, guys. Don't volunteer all at once.
Didn't Kosui leave?
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. But so. But,
I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
some people
rifle
might have
through the possessions of the dead man.
Not a whole lot. I'll DM you.
Hey,
Makoto just kind of like leans leans back a bit. Game's off, but I feel like some of you have questions for me.
Yeah, I do, actually. What have you been doing when the night's been out? Because I know you've been leaving.
Making arrangements, gathering information. I believe I told you about this already.
Out of character, did you? Because if you did, I don't remember.
Out of character, I did.
Oh,
Or did I?
oh alright.
That was already made abreast
Right,
for the
my
party.
bad. Disregard.
That's how we got into the first Brotherhood hideout.
Ah. Okay, so then next question is, have you had any contact with,
Master?
Well, other than her, but our other associates regarding the
Yes, but I believe that the rest of you have as well.
Well, I have no other questions. Does anyone else?
Did you know who we would run into up on the top of the ring before we got there?
Did I know? Like in advance?
Yeah. Well, since you can apparently sense her.
Fuck no. That's coincidental. I was expecting something to be up there. I wasn't expecting
Oh, so it's more like
Kobu.
you have a bad feeling about this rather than I know what's up ahead. Kind of
Well,
a thing.
let's put it this way. Kobu, the Raven Queen. They. You know what? Let's put it a different way. Meko just produces one of his blades. Inari's not the only one who grants people gifts like these.
I typed all 3 names. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just saw you guys lighting up, but I didn't hear anybody talking.
This is also not what I expected of the Raven Queen, who I've heard of through basically my temple. We would occasionally do rituals, basically for our dead, to have them ferried across to wherever they were going.
I'm as surprised as you are, to be honest.
The stories I've heard are different than what we know of from him.
To be fair, the stories we've heard about all the kami are different from what we've experienced.
True.
Well, except one in my case, but I'd say that's special circumstances.
I mean, granted, I know very little about the Queen as well, but isn't she the... Like, she works with a purpose, but what exactly is indeterminate by anyone else? Isn't she that kind of creator?
Not really a creator, at least as far as what I know. God of death, but not in the heavens. Tends to be fairly neutral in basically everything, except for those who try to cheat death. Which I feel might be what's happening
Hold on.
with what's his name.
Hold on.
What?
Wasn't that your whole thing, Hal?
Those who cheat death? Not really.
I mean, Hal, you'll have to forgive me when I say I don't believe you, given how you performed with your abilities.
Look, I've spent a lot of time studying death, studying methods of death, wounds from battles. There's my specific order focuses on death rituals, or burial rituals mostly. But I took to studying how people died and learning the marks it leaves on the body. Some of the rituals we would do were to this Raven Queen, to ask her to ferry the soul across to whatever plane was deemed fit, whatever heaven or hell, based on their actions in life. Everything I know of her is, well, a lot of it is now proven wrong. But some of it I hope remains true. Supposedly, she hates those who try to cheat death. If this ritual that Maldark is trying to perform is what we think it is, which he's trying to perform it on an undead of some kind, or an unkillable thing of some kind, then I think it would go against everything I know of this Raven Queen.
It doesn't sound like... I think we're getting a little bit confused. I don't think that's the Raven Queen that's involved with that ritual. In fact, no, it's not.
But you said it was the same woman from his party.
I said it was Kikobu.
Was that not the woman who appeared at his party, who we saw next to him?
Correct, but it was Insetsu who is the Queen of Ravens, right?
I got the feeling
It's a mystery.
I got the feeling from Kosui that it's the same being. Two sides of the same coin. When I asked about the Raven Queen, for an instant, I was able to read him. It's her. She is the Raven Queen. Kikobu and Setsu, the same, I wouldn't say person, the same divine power.
Two faces.
Two faces of the same one. But
Two faces that potentially serve different purposes.
true. But everything I know of the Raven Queen is shaken. Because, from what he's said, she was born. From what he said, or from what he said and from what we know, if she is indeed the Raven Queen, she was born of the gods. What I know, just from readings from teachings of the temple, she wasn't always a god. Oh, fuck. Fuck.
What? What is it?
What?
Fuck. I think he's trying to become a god.
Maldark?
Yes.
I mean, I thought that was obvious from the beginning, but...
No. He was...
Or he's trying to cheat death to become...
If... No, so I think the ritual that was performed, that he found, if it's the same ritual by which the Raven Queen became a god, if the stories I've heard are correct, he's trying to... Essentially, it killed her, took her to an outer plane, and she ascended to godhood. If he does the ritual, but doesn't die, he stays here, and instead of being a divine being on an outer plane in a heaven or a hell, some kind of divine realm, he is a deity on the prime material plane.
This sounds,
disturbing.
Yes. It has massive implications that it could be exactly what she means by a power imbalance. That there are powers at play. He's trying to ascend to godhood, and we very likely have to stop him. Shit.
How many days until the ritual?
5.
Because this day is over.
4.
Yeah.
Well, 5 because today was 6, I think. 5.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Oh.
Heavy weigh
doesn't-
the hearts.
Something still doesn't add up, though.
What?
By what you're saying of Ensetsu and Kikobu being the same person. Deity, Kami. Regardless. If she is on Maldark's side, then why is she helping us? Why is she guiding us? She could just as easily just keep throwing us red herrings and throw us off the trail, and Maldar could just succeed without our interference at all.
If
But
I'm
that's
right,
not what's happening.
if I'm right, and this is a big if, it's because it's more difficult for the gods to interfere on the prime material plane. She's observing and will offer assistance when she can, but I don't know if she can interfere if he's not within her power.
Well, how do we stop him?
I have a last-ditch plan, if anybody's interested.
Is it kick his ass? Because that's my plan.
I look at him, go blow up the city.
I think
yes,
that's his plan.
actually.
Then
Yeah,
we're
but
taking
if we end it, then it stops him from getting there. I was actually going to say destroy the ring where apparently the ritual is taking place.
Isn't that ring also where... Doesn't your city depend on that ring?
Yes.
Yes.
Mostly.
So, if I'm understanding you correctly, you, a defender of the city, are suggesting to protect it by destroying it.
We're tough people. We'll make you do.
You have to
won't
destroy
make
the
do with it.
environment if you want to save it.
What we won't make do with is giant god being angry and, I don't know, stomping around the city or something. In any case, I feel like the absolutely extreme outcome of God is probably less favorable.
So you're saying blow up as a like if nothing else works, blow up the city to protect the world.
The ring to protect the city and the city to protect the world, but yes. I'm probably going to bring that up with the Yosef as a yeah.
I
know.
can see that going over well.
Well,
Hey,
where do you
boss.
expect me to...
Like, Shizuka just like sits back like, hey boss, I have some bad news. Apparently we have some like really, really shady folk doing something to the ring of the city. So we're gonna have to blow it up.
I
hope you
suppose
don't
that's
mind.
Again, this is based entirely on what are essentially fairy tales told by an order of monks who
For the
focus
record,
on death.
Naz is sitting in the corner with an excited shit-eating grin that somebody didn't shoot down his plan to blow up a city. He's just like, huh? Huh? What?
Naz is like, ooh, I get to use my explosives? Yes!
Makoto's laughing in character, by the way.
Look, this is all entirely based on
Hearsay.
of an order of monks in a country hundreds, thousands of miles away, relating to a god who might not have always been a god, but might also have been a god whose brother is a demigod, and if she's not always been a god, it means he hasn't always been a demigod. There's a lot of potentially wrong information here.
This might be the most ridiculous story of all time.
Yeah.
Oh man. Hal,
What?
you remember what the Tenyo said when we first showed up?
No, actually. It's been really crazy.
Did they predict we'd blow up, that we'd do something like this?
They said that because we were outsiders and heathens, we could be dangerous to the safety of Tantibus. And yet,
Oh, the irony.
It's the Bogatir who suggests this.
Hmm.
Who technically is also an outsider, maybe?
In any case,
Naz goes, can somebody remind me how this Flickelberger ritual works?
Yeah, I have the thing somewhere, and Hal will rummage for his notes on the vial apotheosis. So,
wait, we actually have notes on this.
yes, we found the journal. Merkava took it. I had written some things down. Basically, they gather all of the things, and they gather all of the components, which I assume they have at this point. Otherwise, it would be kind of a shitty ritual. On the day of the eclipse, or during the eclipse, and you imbibe it by the light of the full moon,
And die.
but then it has notes about if you amplified the power using, it says science, but presumably it means the ring. Essentially,
Well,
the
the ring
power
is
of the ring. And
The ring is very sciencey.
you combine it with some kind of relic.
Which
It
he
would
probably
prove
still has.
unstoppable. Vial apotheosis.
If only you had gotten that book that Brother Fist had.
I think the book might be the relic.
Naz starts. Well, then how do we stop this? Besides blowing up the ring.
Beat up Maldar.
I believe kick his ass.
Destroy
break-
the relic during the apotheosis. It might cause something to go wrong and kill him. Who the fuck
Hey,
knows?
I look at him like he's an idiot. Destroying relics is really hard.
Yes, I have heard that.
He has to drink a potion.
Oh yeah, we break the potion.
Yeah, come on, guys. Yeah, just throw a knife through the potion. Boom. Ritual broke. Ritual disrupted.
Hmm.
All right, so a couple good ideas there.
Or actually, it's a shame that none of us know how to sneak, because we could actually send an infiltrator.
You fucking what?
Droney McDronerson can sneak.
What is your drone's carrying capacity?
One gnome.
Me? One gnome.
So
It's
my-
40 pounds.
My idea is, if we send your drone to scout, have it swipe anything that resembles potion or potion ingredients.
Honestly, it would be heavily guarded. Like, very likely very magically guarded.
I look at him and go, well, anything that can see magic, see Droney.
That was my...
And I think Kikobu can see magic. Call it a hunch.
Hmm.
Yeah, I assume that somebody who is literally, or possibly not literally, I don't fucking know at this point, a god can see magic.
Besides, seeing magic wouldn't even be the most complicated divination that Maldark's done. That we know of.
I mean, he scryed on us.
Precisely.
Hmm.
So, what's stopping us from killing him now?
We don't know where he is, or how heavily he's guarded, or any number of things.
And we think he's going to be less guarded during the ritual?
He'll probably be more guarded, but we know where he is.
I mean, actually, hang on. I was told that we got like a new house apparently here,
Work in progress.
but in that regard, aren't we technically next door neighbors to him? Because remember that party?
Not yet. It's a whole thing.
Well then,
I
in
think
that-
I think I have an idea to fast track that actually.
It's probably the same idea I have. Which
Probably.
out of character. Messages to GM.
And at that, Shizuku actually paused like, wait, she turns to Boris. Boris, does right of conquest, is that a law here?
Right to bureaucracy.
Depends on what you define as conquest.
Well, technically, it was us who discovered that Edward, what's his name? Ilarion? Ilarion was, a betrayer to his city and his country.
Oh shit, that was not supposed to be public.
Does that make us, the one him and routed him, does that give us claim to his estate? Hence conquest.
I mean, technically no, but I'm sure nobody would mind us taking up residence in it for a little while.
The party also does have some knowledge about what happened to the Astul estate. It was subsumed by the state, and then, again, it's for them to use. But you guys think that you found a way in using some back channels to purchase said estate.
So, just out of character, I have gotten the ball rolling as of whenever I visit Kiev to buy something that, I initiate the process of acquiring through him.
So you were thinking the exact same thing I was. Got it.
Basically, yeah. As you are probably now all aware, I was DMing with Athrun, and for the last 2, forgot to type with GM.
/WGM.
Okay, so care to share with the class?
Well, it hasn't happened yet because it would be the next day that I do this. But yeah, at some point I shared that we got the ball rolling. He will let us know when he buys it for us and does paperwork.
All right.
But it will probably take some time.
Yes. So how we're going to deal with the estate is we'll deal with that on downtime on the chapter's conclusion, and then we'll flush out all the rules and stuff and then get everything in place.
So, basically, we need to find a way to get to him now, or wait until we know exactly where he's going to be and show up slightly before full moon.
Well then, I guess we'll just call it a night, and then we'll meet with Kev in the morning.
Sounds good.
So, that actually, meeting with Kev, you're saying you're meeting with Kev, that actually reminded me of something. I need to buy something.
Don't we all?
All that hard-earned, stolen money.
We earned it legitimately through a job.
Which was to steal it.
We were still hired to do it. Welcome
Alright,
to
so-
Tantibus, Athrun.
Indeed.
So, I guess next day.
All right. So, the thoughts of the day weighing heavy on your minds and hearts, you guys bed down and wake up early in the morning. Kosui is nowhere to be found. The barkeep is talking with a few people. They appear to be maybe crafters of sorts, and they're looking at the damaged wall.
This poor
By the
man's
way,
Dutchman.
did anyone clean up the corpse?
It is
just
not
glaze
there in the
over.
morning.
Let's just glaze
Okay.
over that.
Details aren't really important.
Yes, they are.
Not in this case,
But
they're
this
not.
breakfast stew is delicious.
Oh God.
Okay, so
Oh fuck.
God damn it, Athrun.
Details aren't important.
Oh well.
All right, so I know several of you are going to visit Kiev. Most of you have already DM'd me in the background. All those transactions will take place. He, of course, will start the ball rolling on your guys' estate. He recommends renaming it. That's something that you guys can work out as well. You can, of course, keep it the Astul estate as well. But it's player character choice at
The old
that.
pube.
No. Yield what?
Pube.
Pub, but with an E on the end. Or no, P-U-E-B. Oh. Yield pube. Nice. We can deal with that. You know,
Later.
when it gets closer. We'll get you a name at some point. God knows. Anybody else have stuff they need to buy?
Yeah. Does Kiev have any anti-divination things?
That's something that I will have to research. Again, he can get you anything that you want, but we'll have to
It's
see
not for
what's
me.
available.
It's not for me. It's for Makoto.
Regardless, supply and demand.
All right. So yeah, Shizuka will actually leave and with her new robe.
The fact that it's not for you has no bearing on whether or not he has it.
Oh, it's not for you? Yeah, I've got 6 of them.
You know, because I dislike you.
Oh. No, but all those transactions we're of course going to gloss off. Everything should go smoothly. If anybody else has any desires or that sort of thing, DM me either in game or on Discord. And so the way I see it, there are really 3 plans that the party has set forth. One is to the assumption is that the relic is the book that Brother Fist had. So if you guys were able to acquire that, perhaps you could dismantle his ritual. Option 2 was to break the container of the liquid to be imbibed. And I think the plan was to get there early and attack him before the ritual can happen and or shatter that.
While they're setting up, basically.
Option 3 was destroy the ring.
I mean, I'm all for options 1 and 2, but to decide, Shizuka will tell Naz to start prepping on his biggest explosive ever.
Oh my god.
I mean, as a last-ditch resort, we can always just blame them for it when the ring just blows up. We're just like, they did it. They were
Do you
terrorists.
honestly think we're taking the blame for that?
No, not you. We're just gonna be like, oh, it must have been the damned crows.
Oh, those damn crows and their amazing craftsmanship of explosives and demolitions.
Hey,
Yeah.
no. See, none of us know how the fucking thing works, right? So
Of course
therefore,
not.
if it
It's
blows
Naz's
up...
creation. It's his creation. We don't know how his things work.
Well, no, I was saying none of us know how the ring works. So if it blows up, we're just gonna say, well, they used it wrong. Of course it would blow up. They used the fine craftsmanship of the ring in the wrong way, and therefore they overloaded it or something, and it blew up, and they killed all of them. Really convenient for us. Unfortunate for the city, but convenient for us.
This Bogatyr has definite gray areas.
Mhm.
So, just small gray areas.
He's all about the greater good.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so what are you guys thinking? My intent here, what I would really like to do, is get us up to the point where there can be some sort of resolution. We will pause at that point. That way we have a full session to deal with it the next time.
I mean, I guess Naz is gonna start prepping explosion.
And yeah, I think we try to show up early and either take or damage the book or potion.
Yep. Also, we're probably gonna move Zendra into the new place too, so we have to make arrangements for her.
Well, again, don't have it yet. We can do that when we have it.
Also, isn't it Zendra's old place?
Yes.
It is indeed.
Shush.
Honestly, most of her stuff is probably still
Still in
Gosh.
there.
Unless the state has sold it off to pay for healthcare. Sorry, wrong crowd.
fair enough.
No, actually, in Tantibus, we have single-player healthcare system. It's great.
Single player.
Wow.
What?
He said single player healthcare.
No, is it single
Single
player?
player.
Single player.
But no,
Oh my
honestly,
God.
I can't think of, unless we have somebody who can try
God
to
damn it.
locate the book with like a locate object spell and like run around / fly around the city trying to sense where the book is. I have nothing.
I mean, if you can get me the spell, I can probably cast it.
Since we're at Kiev's, Kiev, you got any scrolls of locate object?
What level spell is it?
I believe it's second, but I could be wrong. Could be third.
Ye old spell list. It is indeed level 2 divination.
Good at things. Better champion remembering extraneous information that doesn't matter.
As long as you've seen it up close within 30 feet at least once.
Which we did because it was in there. Or no, only I saw that. Damn it. Who else can cast from scrolls?
I can.
So I
Again,
think
who
most of us can,
else
to be
can-
honest.
Well, I was the only. Me and Makoto were the only ones, I think, that got a look at the book. 'Cause
Well,
I was in
I
the
thought it
room
was
before-
you
Am
and
I
a
casting
Sal, but it
scrolls?
could have been Makoto.
I don't remember if Makoto got to the room before he fled. I
He,
know
he
I
was
did.
back casting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was holding the
Okay,
back line.
then I'm the only one who can see the book, so I would have to cast it, I think.
actually, Isao also saw it, and he has the ability to project image, right?
No, Sal's not here.
Yeah, so
Where
Can
has
we,
he
like-
gone?
can we, like, how shall we say that he projected the image of the book to
No.
everyone else?
Nope.
Nope.
Fuck.
Because he fled before anybody else got to the room. Because I showed up and was talking to him, started fighting, he grabbed the book and ran. I don't think anybody else was there by the time
Alright.
No, I don't
he
think
So,
fled.
like, yeah, can you cast from scroll?
Anybody can, I just don't know if I'll succeed. You have to make an Arcana check. And I'm not very smart.
I could.
I
Get a few of them, maybe.
I have bad luck.
I don't think
Hey.
it works that way.
Okay, is the earring mental only? Or word verbal only, or can I send images?
Images are
Can
not
I
going to
airdrop
work.
things?
Okay, images do not work.
Peter.
What?
I can just help you.
Oh, yeah. And then I get advantage on my -1 roll.
Well, advantage is advantage, fam.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. So somebody helps me cast the spell, but I have to cast. the spell.
DM will allow it. You get one attempt, and it's 1,500 gold.
1,500 gold. I just spent most of my money on stuff. Somebody help me out.
The scroll is cheap, but it's the forked twig that's really expensive.
Oh yeah. Oh, that puts me. Okay, whatever. I'll pay for it. Oh my god, I've spent so much money. Yeah. Here goes. Advantage.
Does anybody know the exact rules to activate a scroll? I have never had a player actually use one before.
I don't know. It changed a
Like,
little bit.
Let me take a look. I think it's making Arcana. I know it's making Arcana check. I just don't know the DC.
Peter, save the spell.
What?
Locate object only works within 1,000 feet of you.
Oh shit! Right. So we have to get near his house. It's for a 2nd level scroll. DC 12.
It's definitely doable.
Spellcast from a scroll has a save of DC 13 and an attack bonus of +5. But I don't think there's a save on locate object, which is nice. All right, so we need to get near his house and or near the ring. Okay, so yeah, I'm adding that to my inventory.
All right, understood.
I just realized we nearly wasted a bunch of money.
Mm-hmm. Well, to be fair, as long as he can keep up the concentration, he can hold it for 10 minutes.
That's not very long.
Yeah, I know.
Do we think we can fly you from one end to the city to the other in 10 minutes?
Doesn't even need to be one end to the other. I need to be where we think it's most likely to be. Either where the hideout is or Maldark's house. Maldark's house seems too obvious.
Well, we are at Kiev's place, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Kiev.
Hey, what you need?
You want to put out feelers for this?
I can see what I can do. You got anything to add as a reward?
The city doesn't die?
Yeah, about that. I was thinking maybe even a few nibs.
I'll do a bit of palm greasing for this, since it was my idea.
Yeah, information isn't cheap.
How's 300 gold sound?
It's a start. I'll see what I can do.
Let us know by the usual method if anything comes up.
Absolutely.
And then out of character, I'm voting that we just pass time until we either hear from him or the day before.
All right, so a day's going to pass. He is going to give some information to you. He's going to narrow down some places. There's, of course, the Dravanan estate. There is... there was some shady activity that went down towards the west side of the city, which through talking, you guys think it's the place where they had staged all of the horses and carts from earlier. And he tells you of a small chapel as well. He's heard of some activity, some monk-like activity. It is in the shadows.
So we have the Noble Quarter, the Shadows, or what was the last place?
It is on the west side, so over. It is basically near the aqueducts. It's in the Quarter of Stone.
I don't think it's the aqueduct. I think they burned that hideout, or I think they burned that location. So it's the Shadows or his estate. I think the estate is too obvious. I think we have to go Shadows. But that's my vote. What's everybody else think?
I'm gonna do a quick lookout around the docks, just in case.
Okay.
I'll signal if I find something.
No problem. So you're going to spend obviously some time at the docks. You're not really noticing any sort of suspicious activity near that old hideout. Do you want to go inside and investigate?
Yeah.
I mean, I assume everyone else is looking in the shadows or the estate at this point,
So I was gonna go look around and inquire about the temple or the chapel
Okay.
quietly, toss in some coin. Let me know if I need to spend anything.
Make me a blind investigate kind of check. Let's see. And I'll give you a small bonus as well.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna roll
In the
standard.
bucket.
Yeah. I was finding investigate.
All right. So the lack of information is going to give you some information. A lot of people are like, yeah, it's a church or whatever, but they don't really know what's going on there. Those who seem like perhaps they know something don't want to talk about it, as though it's taboo. And what you're getting out of that is the most direct answer that you are going to get is it is not a place for those who worship the new gods.
Oh, so it's like a it's a blacklisted chapel. So it's old god
Yes.
worship. Okay, that makes sense. Once I find out that we know about where it is, right?
Yeah, you'll be able to locate
yeah.
it. Yeah, Kiev can give you
Once
that
I
much
find
for
that
sure.
out, and I'll have tossed some coin around if need be. And yeah, I'll wait for everybody else.
don't all speak up at once.
Wait. Hello?
Is anybody else doing anything?
No, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear
Oh, really?
you guys for the last 5 minutes because Discord was giving me the middle finger, but
I found out that the chapel that Kiev is talking about is old god worship, not
Mhm.
new god worship. Makoto is near the docks, potentially looking into the aqueduct.
Shizuka would be with Hal in this case.
Alright.
Like, she'd find the whole, like, this is a place for the old gods interesting. Would anything, like, in particular stick out?
Basically, there is a lot of non-information. Nobody wants to talk about it. It's considered taboo because it's old god worship. So the lack of information gave us information.
I see.
And then I just headed back to the group to like wait for us to decide.
I mean, she had one plan, which was find the people who didn't want to talk, or at least just like put them one-on-one, and then offer to pay them.
I had already done that.
Oh,
That's basically what I did. Nobody
Alright.
wanted to. That's exactly what I did, but like nobody wanted to talk about it.
okay. So then, in light of that, Shizuka will just like follow Hal then.
Okay. Was dealing with Makoto there in the background. Do you guys do you want to wait on Makoto's report before you guys go into said chapel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Because I
Probably
want to take.
smart.
I want to take everybody. I want everybody there just in case, and I'll cast spell, beforehand and find out if it's there. Because we can basically scout a location without having to go in necessarily.
Mm-hmm. All right. Makoto, did you have anything else? Okay.
You're gonna hear Makoto over the radio. Irrigation's clear, Captain.
Good to hear. I think we're gonna go say some prayers. I think it
That's a
might,
good idea. I'll join you.
I think it might be helpful in this very trying time.
Hi. Everyone's gotta make peace with.
I love.
Did we just thieves camp that?
We did just thieves camp that.
It's awesome. All right, so we'll skip forward to where you guys enter in the chapel. There's not many people around. There's really just appears to be maybe an older woman, kind of knelt, almost Seiza style in prayer. You can see at the head at the DS there are some small. Some are ivory, some are carved out of wood, some are stone, but you can see several of the gods, some of the lucky gods, like the minor ones of fortune and luck, all of them very familiar to those from Western Valoris, and it almost feels a little at home. You step in this kind of cold city, and it brings a little bit of kind of supernatural warmth to most of your characters here. However, you're going to see this very quickly. Hal, it's something that you've seen before. For a moment, standing off to the side of one of the kind of shelf with the statues of the gods and goddesses, you see a figure dressed in kind of a whitish platinum armor. It looks at you and then just disappears.
So how obvious would it be if I cast this scroll here? Like,
Are you gonna do that on the spot before I can help you with it?
oh no, I'm just asking, like, generally speaking, like, is it super blatant? Like, am I gonna be super
There
loud?
appears to be just one woman here.
Okay.
And then that figure that just vanished.
In case everybody else didn't see that, I will, over the radio, say, so remember that figure that helped us right before Kosui?
Yeah.
Here.
Vaguely.
In case you did not all see that, and I will, like, kind of look in the direction but not point, that I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we all saw it. Okay, so everybody
No.
else.
Yes,
think
but
it
it
was
was a
you.
figure that you had specifically seen before, Hal.
So then I'll say to everybody, what we just saw was whatever granted us respite before fighting Kosui. Whatever or whoever. I think this is the place. And I would like to, because I inherently do not trust the elderly, insight check the old woman and make sure she is not a member of the Brotherhood.
Wow.
Okay, rolling in the bucket.
I do not trust old people.
She knows that you're eyeing her, and she stands up and it's like, what? No, she appears to be genuine. Her actions and her words and her prayers seem to be 100% genuine. She's asking for help, just getting through every day, giving her strength to still move and be about and be with her family.
Is she praying to any god in particular?
She's none that you can immediately identify, but it's not entirely uncommon for people to worship a whole swath.
I go up next to her, put 20 gold in a pouch on the bench next to her, and walk up to the altar.
She she will look up, and tears will kind of form just at the edges of her eyelids. Oh, thank you. I can't accept this.
You were just praying for help to survive from day to day. This is the answer to your prayer.
Thank you, kind sir. And she will take the money and again thank you about a bazillion times, and make her way out. You guys are alone.
Once she's gone, I'm going to ask Makoto to help me cast this spell.
All right, I'm gonna walk him through the basics of how casting spells from a scroll works.
Is this blind, by the way? Or does
No, I will let you roll it out.
Okay. It's not like it's like I will know the result as soon as I roll it. So, and this is then with advantage because of help.
That is correct.
Okay.
Hal and Makoto get set to work. Everybody's kind of meandering, looking around.
Come on.
Also, wait, Hal, before you... Okay.
I already rolled it. I got it. I did it.
What did you need? A 12?
A 12.
You needed a 12, so the scroll will activate. The scrying circle starts to glow as the scroll itself is consumed in the process. And you start to get that pull of where this object... Oh, it's close. It's very close. You apparently had made a very wise choice. It's a part of the altar. No. A little deeper.
Let's start looking for some hidden doors.
All right.
I let everybody know it's here.
So let's do this. I want a group investigation check. I'm not going to tell you what the DC is, but we need half the people to succeed.
Anyway.
Is this something that I get my double advantage on?
Yeah, you get all your normal bonuses.
I'm rolling blind because this is way more fun.
What's that?
Also,
It's not like I know the DC anyway. What were you gonna say, Aaron? Shiz.
a question for DM.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Okay. Investigation, you said, correct?
that is correct.
Well then,
Oh, I'm the only one who wanted to roll it blind.
I wanted to see if I wanted to use.
What a bunch of party
Operation or not.
poopers.
Oh my god, am I the deciding one? I think I might be the deciding roll.
You might be. And what you are going to discover, potentially, you'll find out after this
the break.
quick break. Yep. Let's be back by, let's say, 11 p.m.
Okie dokie. Gives me enough time to make a sandwich.
Totally didn't take me that.
All right, I have returned. Everybody back?
Mm-hmm.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
So yes, everybody is now back. Jessica?
I'm here.
Okay. All right, so let's see the results of these rolls.
Oh shit.
I think. Oh, depending on. Yeah. So if Boris succeeded, that would also mean Naz succeeded.
I would say
Which
I
would
did
not
probably not
exactly.
succeed. I rolled that 3.
It happens.
No, the 2.
Well, but you still have. I mean, you still met Boris's, who has no.
All right, so as the party starts scouring about this stone dais that has these god statues upon it, after a few moments, you start to notice a small mechanism underneath. Inscribed are several names of the gods. As you start looking closer, you can start to press them in. As you press more and more in, you start to hear some clicking sounds coming from the altar as it gives way to a small staircase that leads down.
We found it. How long did this take?
Oh, maybe 10 minutes or so of searching and trying different combinations.
Spell has ended. That's what I was asking for.
Yes, the spell would have ended. However, you don't think you're going to need it. Moving down the hallway, you can see several sconces on the wall. They don't look like they've been used a ton, but they definitely have been used. And with a little flint and tinder, you guys can spark them up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use produce flame. Skip
Or
a step.
that works as well.
Same.
I would like to be taking the lead and lead the party in.
Okay. Did you grab one of the torches to guide the light with you?
Yeah.
Yep, not a problem. It definitely removes from the wall. You move forward maybe 25 feet or so. It opens up into a small antechamber. There is nothing in here save for a chair, another stone altar, and upon it, you see a book. A very familiar book. Hal, the book that you were scrying for.
Alrighty. So I would like to, before heading into the room, look around the room. Make sure we're not about to be ambushed.
It's a very small room, maybe 10 by 10 with an 8-foot ceiling.
I'm gonna, if there's some pebbles on the ground, I'm gonna roll some pebbles out and see what happens.
Okay. You reach down, grab a handful of loose rock or dirt, and slide it across the floor. You don't see anything happen.
How far across is the room?
It's roughly 10 by 10.
Well, on the off chance that this room murders me, avenge me, and I'm gonna walk into the room.
Hal, you take your first step forward. Nothing happens. Second step. Nothing happens. You're about 5 foot away from the altar. To your right, this small wooden chair with it's pretty nice upholstered.
This will become a mimic.
I would like to insight check the chair.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Why the fuck not?
Hal stops, kind of gazing around the room. His eyes lock on the chair. What you glean from this looks pretty comfy.
Looks pretty comfortable.
It's a really nice chair, would really hug your butt just perfectly.
I'm gonna, again, reach down to the floor, bit of dirt or some dust or maybe a rock.
Okay.
Toss it at the book.
At the book or at the floor before the book?
Like at the altar, like onto the altar to see if.
Okay,
touching
yeah,
the
I got
book
you.
does anything.
So stone and dirt kind of collides with this stone altar. Other than a little bit of dust, nothing happens.
Oh, all right. I'm going to. Question. Step of the wind movement. Is that instant or is that just really fast?
Is it
Fast.
Yeah, I think it's fast.
It's the bonus action to do a move action. Basically.
What's your intent?
I want to grab the book and step of the wind to the hallway.
Perfect. So, your step of the wind will go off. However, I need a charisma check, DC 19. A charisma save.
Fuck. Oh, fuck.
Oh,
I'm gonna
and here I was
fail.
thinking I should have been the one.
Oh, yeah. I fucking super fail.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
No, this is great. But it's probably a good thing that you touched the book. So here's
good.
what's going to happen.
Is this going to be a DM or to everybody?
You feel the dark necromantic energy just kind of wash over you. You instantly take 44 points of necrotic damage. You move the book with you as you step to the wind, but you immediately fall to the floor, shrieking in pain. The book falls. Although it partially opened during this, it immediately snaps closed. And you see almost like the skin that covers its binding move ever so slightly.
Ow.
Ow!
I'm okay. Kind of.
Could you not yell so loudly?
You're gonna let people
Sorry.
know we're here, man.
No, man, that fucking hurt. I have sensitive hearing,
Oh, no,
remember?
that wasn't yelled. That was just like, ow. So,
Catherine said you screamed out in pain, so I was making a joke out of that.
okay, sorry.
Sorry.
Muffled scream as the pain was just too much.
Hal stands up, if possible.
Also, are you okay?
I'll live.
Are you though?
Oh, God. So don't touch the book. Huh.
Is there a stick nearby that I can pick up and poke the book with?
There's like a torch that you could use.
I'm gonna pick up the torch, and is it unlit before I poke it with the fire?
Yeah, that or you could snuff it out easily. But an unlit torch as you gently kind of poke the book. As you poke the top of it, the skin starts to move a little more, and it forms almost the shape of a mouth that tries to reach out and grab hold of that stick, but it does not find purchase.
Can Boris shove the stick into the book's mouth?
You can certainly try. As you
All right,
take the stick, again, intent, as you take the stick and try to bury it into the mouth, it does clamp down, bites through the torch, and then the skin starts to move ever so slightly until it comes to a mostly standstill.
Boris just picks the torch back up and kind of questions where the fuck the rest of the torch went.
It is now a short torch.
So,
Okay.
one, ow. Two,
Ow.
ow, again.
Three,
Anybody
most-
have any ideas?
Boris just kind of makes a motion to whack it like a hockey puck
Okay.
to see if we can just continuously move it towards somewhere that's not here.
You can make people can make Arcana checks if they so desire. It's obviously appears to be magical.
Oh, it appears to be magical. You don't say.
Damn, Naz. As the others are contemplating, Naz, again, you smell the magic, as though this book has been bound with a very specific type of magic. Only certain types of individuals could possibly open this up without any ill effects.
Do I discern what the type might be?
Out of character alignment.
So none of us.
So it's not lawful alignment, and it's not neutral alignment. That's for one thing.
It's,
Do I want to
Hey.
guinea pig this?
I tell basically relay that information to the party. Be like, yeah, only certain kinds of rare rocks people can open it.
Let me open
Only
it.
certain kinds of what?
I
she's-
think, I
Suka?
think he means bad people.
She's just holding the book right now. Yes.
You pick up the book.
I'm holding it I'm holding it like shut tight.
Yeah, no problem. As soon as you touch the book, charisma save. DC 19.
What the hell? That's my best skill too.
I think what Naz is trying to say is that it's
Evil alignment needs to pick it up.
Ow.
Shizuka, you no more than touch the book. You feel that necromantic energies wash over you. You cannot hold on to this book. You instantly let go and fall to your knees.
Should we just go down the line and see who can pick it up?
I don't.
And this,
Willing to bet none of us.
in this response, Shizuka still has control flames up. She's about ready to set it on fire.
Don't do that.
Out of character, I imagine Makoto grabs a stick and pushes it towards Daigo.
No, I'm not that mean.
Hey, you don't know. Daigo might be evil.
He's not.
He doesn't know that.
I do know that.
Also,
Makoto doesn't know that.
Shizuka, you saw that did 9d8 damage, right? Like, that could literally kill you.
Yeah.
It could literally kill me. I don't want to touch this thing again.
I'm not sure it would outright kill, but it would definitely incapacitate.
It was necrotic damage.
It
I
is.
think it's power. I think it's basically power word kill.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, we're level 8, so theoretically... Oh, wait, anybody who doesn't
If something does your max hit points worth of damage,
Yeah,
you
never mind.
die.
Brings- It needs to bring you to negative.
Oh,
your
negative.
max
Never.
points.
Okay. That said, if it's necrotic damage, I think it can kill you.
Yeah, so since I'm not stupid, does anyone have a bag?
I mean,
Yes, but it's going to be
that goes
difficult to get out
last.
of this.
Naz
Can I have-
Naz has in one of the bags he has. Just a regular bag, right?
Yeah, just a regular bag.
Bag.
You hear some spoons clanging around as he pulls them out.
Well, I'm just gonna scoop up the book with the bag.
Okay. You do
Very
your
good
best
flip.
to kind of get it in the bag. It's obviously going to take a few moments as you kind of size it up and how in the hell am I going to... It's like grabbing a hot pan out of the oven and not having to touch it, and, and no way to use like.
I'm
yeah.
very aware of how difficult this is, but I have good dexterity. So.
Yes. After a few moments, the book will be inside the bag.
All right. I'm gonna give it a few more moments and see what happens.
Okay. The bag starts to shift.
Is it eating the bag from the inside?
Well,
Probably.
some of the bag. Mostly the bottom. And a few moments later, the book tumbles onto the floor.
I'm going to re-suggest my original statement of we play stickball with it. Until we get it out the door, at least.
I don't know if that's even smart, because what do we do with it once it's out, if it's just gonna eat everything it touches?
It can't eat the stone. Can it eat the stone? I wonder
I'm
if it
gonna
eats
look
stone.
under where it was on the altar.
Okay. There's just a thin layer of dust around where the book was. It's kind of cleaned off, but it is just a polished stone. It is the only thing in this room save for that upholstered chair.
Huh.
Who wants to touch the chair?
I'll go touch the chair.
Okay, Boris, you go over, and I imagine you grab it somewhere between the like the backrest and the seat, and it feels different. I don't know. This is a very nice chair,
Oh my god!
but
it's
not
this
not
again.
not like a high craftsmanship. Something arcane has been embedded in this chair.
I guess I will pick up the chair and walk it back over and say, "This is very nice chair. I might steal this for my office later."
I think I know what this is.
It's a mimic.
This is just suddenly
We brought a
easy.
mimic home.
Does Boris actually pick up the chair?
I'm sorry, what happens when who does what with the chair?
Boris tried to pick up the chair. Does he succeed in picking up the chair?
Yeah, he has no problems moving it.
It's not what I thought it was.
You thought it was a mimic.
No.
I'm
You thought the
curious.
chair
What did
was-
you think it was?
This is all out of character. There's a chair. It's like a homebrew magic item, but it takes a DC 30 strength check to knock over or pick up.
Chair of
So
stoutness.
it's just an extremely heavy chair.
Basically.
Dwarven
Um,
chair.
Okay, I guess we have a chair now.
Yay? Question mark?
Boris is going to suggest, why don't we put the book on the chair? If that's where we're going with this.
Naz, do you have another bag to spare?
Got all of the bag.
Gonna do the same thing. Use the stick to knock the book into the bag and then hold it over the chair.
Are you
so
going
that-
to set the bag on top of the chair?
Oh, I was holding the book over the chair until it like eats its way out, so the book falls off.
I got what you're saying, and that does indeed happen. The book then hits the chair. You can see its teeth try to sink in, but a few moments later, the book completely calms down. It lies there motionless.
Even the like neutral motion from before.
Correct. Even that has subsided.
Okay. I would like to take the stump of a torch and poke it again.
Okay? It does not react.
Okay. So, I've healed most of my wounds at this point. How long has it been? Couple
I would
minutes?
say 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes.
4 times 10. Okay, yeah, I am fully healed. All right, let's see if this works. I open the book
You open the book on the chair. Okay.
while it's on the chair.
Charisma save DC 15.
Ooh. I'm gonna spend an inspiration on this because
Oh.
I have 2, and
Okay.
why the fuck not? Advantage, charisma save. Ha! It hath succeeded.
I mean, both of those would have succeeded.
Okay.
True.
So you're going to take half damage of this.
Okay.
So you'll take 10 points of necrotic damage. The book remains open. You can freely flip pages now without taking
damage?
any additional damage.
Oh, thank God. So yeah, I'm gonna start reading the book.
All right.
I
Yeah.
say Naz is going to be reading over his shoulder. Or
Oh, I'm
through his
sure the
shoulder.
party's probably crowding around to see what sort of secrets lie within. So we'll give a brief overview. You start flipping through, and it is written in the perspective of a teacher, of one kind of endowing knowledge, passing it down to someone else. How to become more than how to achieve more in life by becoming unlife, having unlimited years of practice and study and conforming to lichdom.
I was going to say, and Lich.
Okie dokie then.
So-
Okay, so Maldark's not trying to become a deity, he's just
He's
trying to become a
to
lich.
become a lich.
So you're going to find, you will, again, flipping through, you will find the vial apathesis that is written pretty much word for word. Obviously, someone had added their own annotations to it in the copy that you have. But you're going to see just past examples and things that are possible when becoming a lich.
Oh, so then he's trying to become a super lich.
Well,
Isn't
you
every
guys-
lich a super lich by definition?
you can come across your own interpretations there. But yes, it is different than what is written here in this book.
Oh,
Right?
Very
Becomes
slightly. Mostly the part about amplifying it through science, so to speak.
right.
So he's trying to become a super moon-powered lich by science and technology.
Oh my God, I just thought of something.
Oh dear.
It's not actually related to like this specifically. But
God
Yeah.
damn it!
I'll message you as well, Rajado. Yeah, so that's interesting. Anybody have anything to add to this?
I think you just ruined any thoughts I had about it, Peter.
Yes, I have succeeded.
That's great.
Uh,
That's perfect.
yeah, but whatever, fuck it, I'll say it out loud. He's trying to become a moon wizard.
A moon wizard.
Moon wizard.
So there's a whole thing. I will cover it after we're done for the night.
Okay.
Okay. Does it state anything about specifics of his phylactery?
Only what is required. Give me
Okay.
1 second. I have it written in one of my novellas.
Oh, like to make the phylactery.
Yes.
Okay.
Give me a second. I got to flip through my journals here.
Okay, then while he's
But
doing
yeah,
that, I'll
speak amongst
explain
yourselves.
Thing, unless people have in-character stuff to do. Okay, so in the other campaign that Makoto, Richado, Boris, and we're all in at one point, we were informed that there is a society that lives on the moon. So Boris's character.
No, we weren't.
And Boris. Okay, we weren't, but like out of character, we were. But yeah, Boris's player assumed that that meant that there were moon wizards. So then it has just been a thing forever that like whenever unexplained stuff happens, just moon wizards.
I still have no idea where the fuck that idea that there were moon wizards came from.
All right, I'm ready.
I'm telling you, there aren't.
Yes.
All right, so it is written under the Vile Apothesis. It looks like a sister page to the one that you had. It says, Step 1, you must be evil, powerful. You must construct what is, and it goes through in great detail, what is called a phylactery. An enormous wealth will be used in creating this. It must the root item must be powerful in its own right. It needs to be lined with silver runes and the sacrifice of a good soul.
We might have fucked up their plans already, would we have not?
Well, I think he's using one of the magic objects that he stole, one of the three, as the powerful object. Sacrifice of a good soul, I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be Zendra. I think the Vile Apotheosis is essentially the, like, weird version of that. Essentially,
There are 2 dead infants involved with this.
Wait, when did that happen? What?
Read stage 2 of Vile Apotheosis.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it could be any number of the people he's killed. Yeah, so he's done this already. Presumably he's used one of the magic items, and presumably that's what all of the money was for. Shit.
Yes.
He also has a dark relic that we don't know the details of. That's probably the phylactery.
True. That said, I think if we break the phylactery,
Oh no.
he dies, right?
Yeah. But I
did we-
just realized something.
What?
What's the...
Boris,
Yes.
do you remember what we saw with our scouting?
You'll have to refresh me, because we saw a lot with our scouting, including almost the ground.
Oh, I think I know where this.
Right by the mechanisms? Power?
The moon getter thing.
The runes.
Right. That was
Ooh.
silver. Went. Oh.
Care to
He's-
Did he make the entire
Fuck.
fucking...
If this whole city is going to be his phylactery,
No,
The
just
whole ring.
just
Yes!
the ring over it. So we might actually have to blow up the ring after all.
hey Naz,
Alright! I love
I was
this.
gonna say, Naz gets back to crafting his bombs.
Naz, whatever you're doing to make it explosive, make it more explosive.
Oh my.
Make it faster.
You continue reading, and it says, prepare the Midnight Tears, which is essentially the potion that's referring to on the other page.
Right.
Also, one must discover a dark knowledge. And the final step, drink this potion and die.
Yeah. So that's what he's doing. And is that the whole book, basically?
Those are the important things. There are drawings and all sorts of things. I will also prepare a small list of things that you would learn that would be possible through lichdom. Things to kind of prepare you.
Okay,
per
so
se.
we will actually, like, essentially have some of the SRD information on a lich.
That is
basically what we're
correct.
saying.
Yes.
Good to know.
So here's a question. Does it say anywhere in there that he needs the book?
The book contains the knowledge to carry out the plan. So
If he's committed to memory or taken notes, and we know he's taken notes because we're holding some of them,
then no. So having this book gains us a net benefit of only knowing what he's doing.
Yes.
We can't actively stop him with it.
That said, it's proof of what he's doing.
Indeed, I feel that I should probably take this to.
Anybody know the dispel magic spell?
Yes.
Shizuka raises her hand.
Oh,
Yeah, why?
that might have been helpful, like, I don't know, however long ago we started touching the book.
3
I don't
shots
know
ago.
I don't know how powerful this thing is.
Well, you
Well,
might as well
metagame
try
pigeon
it.
says "Brr, brr, DC 19.
All right.
No, I'm just saying. Your characters would be thinking that this is a very powerful item, or a very
Yeah.
powerful enchantment or ward has been placed on this item. It'd be better.
So we just got all the information. Either it destroys the book entirely, or it makes it just a book that we can take with us as evidence and give
Or
the
it
Mercado.
backlashes.
That could also
I-
be bad.
I feel like we should just take the book in its current form.
Also, I need healing because that really hurt.
Oh,
I don't
right.
regen like you.
That's why I told you not to touch it.
Hold on.
Giggity.
I mean, there's one thing I would.
Yeah.
Naz, I can't believe I'm saying this. What's it smell like?
Are you referring to the book?
Yes.
I was like,
Naz,
death. What do you think?
yeah, you don't need a roll. It smells exactly what you think it smells like.
Well, can't rely on anything. Mikoto's gonna hold a hand close to the book and just close his eyes. I think you know what I'm doing, Atherin.
Possibly. Can you nudge me? Because I don't know
Yeah, I'm gonna
exactly.
nudge ya.
And Shizuka, you would recover 14.
Thank you.
Not the greatest, but
Ah,
more
yes.
than nothing.
The answer, Makoto, is there's layers here. When you're feeling out this, it does have a strong sense of magic, of course. The answer is yes, but not the warding. It's the wording, so to speak. I think you can infer from there.
Okay, just making sure I heard you clear. The warding is not it.
Correct.
The wording is, like the phrases.
Yes, it is to become a lich. You need to acquire some dark knowledge, which sounds and feels a lot like forging a pact.
Do you relay this information to the rest of us?
Yep.
Wait. You're gonna make a pact with a cursed book.
No, fucking.
No.
He's the fucking guy who's becoming a lich is making a pact with the goddamn Raven Queen. Fuck.
Wait, but
And
the
A
Raven
powerful undead servant of a god of death.
This seems less than ideal.
Yeah.
You could say
Very-
that.
It's
Also, it doesn't make sense.
it doesn't.
It doesn't, but
15 sessions of clues have led you to this moment. I love it.
fuck. Well, probably gonna tell Kosui.
I'm going to bring up to Yosef that somebody's made the entire ring of phylactery.
How do you think he'll respond to that? Especially considering if you share the plan.
I imagine his reaction's going to be, couldn't you just wipe off the seals first? Isn't there like a step 1 that you could try?
Or-
Actually,
Like rather than going to the immediate extreme?
we remove the seals before he attaches his soul to the phylactery. Would
no,
that
actually-
work?
I actually just thought of the reaction. It's just going to be like every 80s cop movie, just like Boris, slamming his fist on the desk.
Boris, we can't tell any officials about this. It's got to be just us.
Meh.
Remember, we're talking about heathens here. On both sides. We can't trust them to take our side on this.
Maybe not the higher ups, but the immediate chain of command needs to know at least something, or at least they should.
I mean, just leave out the part about the phylactery being in the ring.
I could
Just
just tell him that we
Tell
may.
them we might need to destroy his phylactery.
I like it. I don't involve myself until okay.
I mean, we're also not sure that it's the ring. Why would you want to pass along potentially false information to your superiors?
Fair point.
Oh, I'm a terrible person.
You're right. Well, something about the ring potentially being destroyed needs to be relayed. There's a lot of people living under it who need to take shelter.
We think that this person may be a danger to the ring? That is actually well.
We think he's a danger to the ring, and we may need to. We may want to start moving people out from underneath of it. I don't know.
We think that there is a threat to the ring. That way, it's not a lie.
You about the fact that we're
Yeah.
the threat?
I think
Yeah.
We're the threat to
There is-
the ring.
a threat. Didn't specify what it was.
Yeah. And with that, I believe we would have authorization to search potential sabotage.
I think if we're potentially able to remove the runes, we might be able to unmake the phylactery. I'm not sure though.
We can attempt that first, but
But there's also the issue of
if we can't remove the runes, we place explosives at the points on the runes.
that said, there's also the issue of the literal god who is on top of the ring, not letting people near it. Not letting specifically us near it.
Well, she didn't. She let us near the bottom of it. She just didn't let us near the top.
She also didn't harm us directly, she just moved us away.
Also true.
I don't know,
Also-
I got hit by some bird.
You're...
Yeah,
Hell,
I
think
also
about- Think about this for a second. It's a pact, right?
Yes.
A pact with a mortal to carry out the deeds forward.
Mortal is not necessarily the right word.
While they are currently immortal.
Fair.
Ironic. Ironic, though. When I first met you, if I had been up front, I'm not sure you would have thought I was immortal.
Oh, no, I was referring to the undead thing. I don't really consider
not
them
undead yet.
mortals. They're not alive.
Maldark's alive.
Yeah, fair, whatever.
We're
Not
talking about
involved.
Maldark here.
Yes, true.
But the point is, if the Raven Queen, one of the most powerful kami, is able to, if she's able to exert her will in more direct manners, then what would be the point of people like me?
Yeah, no, that does kind of suit the purpose here.
You found answers, but more questions.
Are we going to try to take the book with us in an innate state, i.e. dispel magic?
I think we should probably keep it in its
Okay.
current form.
How?
We're not gonna burn it.
How do we take it out of here if it's in its current form?
Boris just picks up the chair with the book on it.
Oh, dear God.
I love this.
One
he
more
looks
bag.
stupid, but god damn does it work.
I'm gonna drape, like, some of my old, like, beat-up robes over the top of it, so it just looks like we're carrying a robe draped over a chair.
You
We're
guys are
moving very valuable
What?
furniture.
Okay.
one more bag, so we're not being completely, so we don't look completely stupid walking out of a chapel.
Fair enough.
with a chair.
Okay. So you guys look stupid as hell, and you start to ascend the stairs there.
Can we put it in a bag? I was gonna say let's put it in one more bag and see what happens.
Yeah, it's no problem. It's all kind of flavor at this point. But you guys move
Yeah.
up the stairs, and you are greeted by one more individual.
Oh, shit.
Seated there in one of the pews, they immediately stand up. Their white, shining, almost like palladium armor. He pulls back his cowl, and you can see black marks, 3 lines on each cheek. They're dark. They almost look like tattoos, but they are not.
Wait, 3 lines on his cheeks?
Yes.
Okay, I need a visual. I'm getting a visual image here, like a mental image here.
It is not
and
Naruto.
Okay.
It's like, you guys want to practice some ninjutsu?
Okay. Is the
Naruto
facial
shows
markings-
up in palladium armor.
No. I was asking if the facial markings were like what Naruto had.
Yeah, very similar. However, they run down his cheek and then down his neck and disappear below where his
The armor.
Yeah, correct. Now, this isn't just any sort of armor. This is a full plate, like a royal knight is standing before you. As you get close, you can see the light kind of dancing off of this armor, and although it is a very stark white, you can see almost small flakes of a pinkish color, like a metallic flake, within the metal itself. It shines, and it is absolutely opulent. He stands, looks at you all. I cannot allow you to destroy the ring.
Well, we'd prefer not to as well. But help us.
You will find another way.
Then help us stop it.
I cannot interfere directly.
Does this person look familiar?
Yes, you've seen him before.
Was he
This
in
would be the
same
third
chamber?
time.
Wait a minute. I'm making a check.
Wait, is it the person that I saw before?
I'm making.
It's the same person you guys believe as when you entered this chapel,
Okay.
and
I'm
how
making
this
a
is the
check.
same person that you saw in Kosui's reclaimed manor.
Okay. So it's the same person. Got it.
Religion, you try to go through different figures. You're not coming up with anything religion-wise. Would anybody like to make a history check?
I'll give it a shot. I'm terrible at these. But
Wait,
actually,
wait. Who has a higher int score?
not
I do.
easy.
Because I don't think anyone has
Wait.
history as a skill.
I absolutely
Naz
do.
is the skill monkey.
Naz knows everything. This is Naz's
I'm going
bread
to
and
bend
butter.
luck and increase you by 1d4.
Okay.
I would say, how critical is this? Because I could also inspiration it.
Which is also up to you if you want an inspiration.
Because you're sitting on a 17.
Yeah, I don't know how much higher I need to be.
I could always do it again.
Can you?
Can we double
No.
bend luck? I don't think so.
Hang on, let me check.
Can I-
Bad things could happen. Wild magic.
Screw it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're okay.
There.
So a
So
19
a
plus 2
21.
at 21. A very, very good roll, and enough to glean extra information.
It was an 8.
Hey, you know, that base number is so important sometimes.
Naz, you built a character that, like many bards, has the distinct quality of be good at things.
Bards. Hey, you're bad at that? You're now good at everything that you're bad at.
Anything you're bad at, you're now good at. Anything you're good at, you're amazing at.
Naz, of all places, you remember probably as a kid maybe a coloring book or something very small and out of place, but very fitting to your character. You remember hearing stories of the Golden Emperor and his Knights Palladium.
I tell the others, I remember a golden emperor in a coloring book, but I made him silver because I didn't like gold very much. And he had all these knights.
Yes, they were
You're one of
royal protectors, not only to his exaltedness, but protectors of the realm.
Is
You're
his
one of the
armor
golden
lion
emperors,
themed, by the way?
Oh, what was that, Shiz?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut anyone off. I was asking, is their armor, is his armor like lion themed?
Lion? No. It is a
Okay.
very stark white with kind of a pink metallic flake in it. He does have filigrees of silver and gold throughout. He has a long kind of cape behind him. He has a very exquisite longsword at his side, and a simple cowl.
You're from the Golden Empire.
That may be, but I cannot allow this to pass.
Can you give us any information that would help us stop what's about to happen?
I've watched your progress. I believe you lot to be more than capable. Just know this, you meddle in things you do not understand. If the great ring of Tantibus falls, others will fall.
There are other great
Other rings?
Rings, no. Items of great power and influence, yes. A seal, a warding. They cannot be interrupted.
So you're saying, don't blow up the ring.
So we would weaken the fabric of reality.
If you want to look at it that way, yes. I will do what I can to rally support to your cause, but the ring cannot fall.
Got it.
Who can be trusted to aid us, if you know?
I shall invoke an old favor. I hope your master still remembers me as he disappears.
Makoto just kind of looks over at Hal. Did he say your master?
Did he?
Or
Who
was
did
it-
he say you were to?
He said your as in like he left it generic.
Yeah.
He did. What a
That was
dick.
lo-
Yeah, is he referring to Hal's master? Makoto's master? Master of Snigglesnitz?
Ah, yes.
As long as he's
Master.
not referring, as long as he's not referring to the master of masters, I'm fine. Because that guy's a
This
dick.
is not Kingdom Hearts.
I know, I'm just saying.
I heard that snicker, by the way, Peter. I'm glad someone caught on.
Boris, no, you're fairly confident that it does not seal off Tiamat.
Out of character. Wasn't that like the last campaign in this universe?
Dragonfall is in this world.
Yeah.
No, I heard someone snicker
About
when I mentioned the fabric
Oh.
of reality being weakened.
I was fucking... My bad, I was fucking muted. Yeah, no, I'm just saying, I just don't know what happened to those fucking rocks, man. Out of character. They went all different ways. I don't know how long it's been.
Alrighty. So there's that. He either means Inari.
Or
because
what if you fuckers has been holding out on me?
I mean, not that I'm aware of, unless he has a contact at my monastery, which like is back in Valoris, and I don't know if that helps. And I any of you?
No?
Unless I have.
Naz, did you make a pact without telling anyone?
Unless I have a secret like
No.
patron deity of some kind, that would be interesting. I would also.
Well,
be
in
on
any
board.
case...
No, but for real, logically, I'm going to assume Inari.
Probably.
But
I mean,
But-
unless it
but-
just means like broadly speaking, the copy.
yeah. Then it would have been plural.
Fair. Anyway,
Yeah. Not important.
major
Oh, there's
overall
a-
arc achievement reached. Does
Yeah,
that
you
mean what I
guys
think it means?
finally. So we're what 35 sessions in, and this is the first clue for the overarching story.
Ooh.
Not the first clue, but the first one that's tangible enough to count, I think.
The first one that is not shrouded in 87 layers of mystery.
I'm sorry, that is my specialty. Fucking deal with it.
Fair enough. Does us reaching at a
No, you're not
overall-
going to gain a level.
Hey, it was worth asking.
It was. So at this point, we got about 10 minutes left in this session. Here is what I propose. Obviously, I'm going to be moving and out for a little bit. I would like to, out of character or whatever, move past these next 5 days. Let's have a solid plan going in, which I think it mostly involves some sort of entanglement on the arch. Yes?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Naz is still going to take this time to build the biggest bomb he can.
Oh, you absolutely can.
He's not going to let some old ghosty weird dude from his coloring book tell him he can't blow something up.
Again, DM has no problem over that. You guys have 100% agency over your
Note to-
actions.
Note to self: keep one spell slot on reserve,
For
just in
what?
case.
So what I would like to do, again, we'll or at the very beginning, we can very quickly gloss over what happens in the next 5 days. It's much easier to do on Discord. And that way we'll have a full session, the next one, to focus on what would be mostly probably this chapter's conclusion. And then we'll start moving into the third arc.
Okay.
Does that sound fair to everybody?
Are we staying in Tantibus? I know we talked about it, but is there ever actually a decision on that?
I think for now we had decided to, given that we decided to buy a house.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
But I do think at some point we can at least start the process of Naz like
Mhm.
researching maybe how to travel back and forth more easily.
Mm-hmm. If you trust Naz, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I don't,
I
but
don't immediately trust Naz. I, in a general sense, trust that he won't intentionally try to murder us all.
Oh yeah. I mean that's a pretty good bet. Naz is good-natured in general. Just
I mean,
misguided.
He just likes to blow shit up.
The DM plan, if you guys want to know, my plan, of course, is to finish up this chapter. The next one will resume in Tantibus. We're looking at levels between 8 and 10-ish. And then at that point, the world is going to really open up for you guys.
Cool.
That's my goal. So if you guys are on board with that, that would be fantastic. I think Tantibus has been really good to all of us here. I definitely have more coming. I've got another group in the works that's going to kind of co-mix with you guys. Not only will you have your story arc, they will have their story arc, and we'll have some overlapping arc as well. So players that are available on Mondays, we can kind of start drifting back and forth and being a little more loosey-goosey, so to speak.
I would say, I'm assuming this. So, this other group that you're running, are they running through the arc that we already did, or are they on?
No.
completely-
They are doing something
Essentially,
entirely
they're
different.
a tandem group that simultaneously exists in the same world as us.
That is
So if
correct.
you show up to a session, and there's something that like they show up at the same place we've been in the last session, kind of thing.
Right.
Or I guess theirs is first. So like in our last, so in our week before, we can like overlap and intermingle with them. Kind of
Right.
I'm gonna be fucking with Drew so much.
thing. Who,
I was gonna
who
say,
was in the
Is that,
campaign?
I'm assuming that group is already together.
So
Not
give me
yet.
1 second. We'll wrap up this stream, and then we can do a little
Okay.
chat.